Welcome back to Warriors Weekly, now Basketball 101 with Jim Barnett.
Welcome to another edition of Basketball 101, and I have a feeling today's edition is going to be a little interactive and interactive with yours truly. But again, we brought in Mark Graybo, who is our Director of Athletic Development, and previously you were the strength and conditioning coach for the team, so it kind of incorporates a little bit of that, and I have a feeling you're going to do some core work today, and tell us about what you do off-season and in-season with these players to keep them ready all the time.
Well, in particular, core work is essential for any athlete, any skill athlete, a basketball player especially. When we talk about the core, we're talking about the abdominals, the low back, the glutes, and the hamstrings. Okay, so these are things that must be trained in season and off season.
Well, you're hitting my Achilles heel because
exactly, and the ability to apply force as an athlete or receive force really is dependent upon your core strength. Okay, so every athletic movement is initiated by the core. Whether you're going to jump, sprint, whatever you're going to do is initiated by the core. So it's really, really important that your core is strong. So one of the staples of a particular exercise that we do with our players is a plank. Okay. Is a plank. So what Jim's going to do here, he's going to drop down, get on his elbows in like a semi-push-up position. Now the most important thing about training your core, just relax for a minute, Jim. Okay. Training your core is to draw in. When we talk about drawing in, we want to engage the abdominal wall. And what we want to do is we want to pull that belly button back into his spine while he's in that plank position. We want his shoulder, his hip, his knee, and an ankle all in a straight line, rock solid. So up you go, Jim. And we're just going to hold that position anywhere from 20 seconds to a minute as he progresses.
So this is, we don't have much time on this.
We don't have much time, but this is a plank, all right? So this trains the core area here. And if he was to do this for an extended period of time, he would start feeling fatigue and start some real stress in that core area. The next progression that we do is a side plank. So that was a front plank, now we go side plank. And this is going to work as the internal oblique area, okay? So he's going to come up, right, his elbow is under his shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, all in a straight line, all he's drawing in, and he's holding these positions over time, okay? And he's going to try to press his hips up to the ceiling and relax, okay? That was pretty good for a retired athlete. Yeah. Very good. All right.
I've never done it before.
Now, how do we increase the difficulty of that? What we're going to do, Jim, last time, is he's going to put his feet on here, and we're going to do that same exercise in a plank, but now we create a little bit more instability at the end segment where his feet.
The plank?
Let's go back to the first one. And he'll notice that what we're doing here, so get up on the toes, Jim. Good. In that plank position, now he feels some instability down the end segment of his feet, and it's going to get a little more challenging as his feet are elevated. He's going to draw in, he keeps the same alignment, and now he's really stressing that core area. Good. And now the same one here, you're going to go side plank again.
Okay.
Feet up, the feet are stacked, the hips are raised, all in a straight line. He draws in, and he holds that position. And all we're going to do here over time is increase the difficulty and the time as he can maintain good form. As soon as his form starts to break, we stop the exercise. Good job. Very good.
Warriors are very fortunate to have you show them all of this and help them become better athletes. Well, thanks, Mark, and we'll see you again on Basketball 101 and work that core.
Hi, this is Corey Maggette, and you're watching Warriors Weekly.
For a recent game, Tim Roy had a chance to talk with former Warrior and current special assistant for the team, Calvert Cheney.
Hi, Tim Roy on Warriors Weekly. My guest is Calvert Cheney, and Calvert, you're back with the organization again this year. Talk about your role with the club and why come back and get into basketball management.
My role is more of like kind of being like a liaison to the players, and if they have any questions in reference to anything in particular, I'm there to answer for them. And also I work more on the basketball operations side, meaning upstairs in the front office, work under Larry Riley, and my responsibility up there is to scout players within our league. I'll scout them and put it in a book in case we decide we want to do trades or sign through free agency or that type of thing.
Let's start with the players on the Warriors. What types of questions do you feel?
It all depends. I mean, some of the guys, like for instance with Steph is the type of player that loves to go left when he tries to make something happen. And I always tell him, sometimes guys try to play you to that side. so you just come back, so work on your right, going right a little bit, keep the opponent honest to where, he makes him realize that he can go both ways.
Now, you were a member of the Warriors as a player, and when you were here, Monte Ellis, Andres Biedrins were rookies. What did you see with them in their first year in the NBA?
Well, I saw, first of all, with Andres, I saw him as being a really, really good center at the time. He's about 6'10", 6'11", and at the time I saw him as being maybe a power forward. But I mean, he's really adjusted to playing the center position very, very well, and he's a great rebounder, and he's got great hands around the basket, which people really don't realize. And I think he's one of the top 5 in terms of just having great hands around the basket and being able to finish. I saw Monte as being a really, really good player in this league, almost star status because of his talent. At that time, I don't think he was done growing yet. He might have been maybe 6'2" or maybe 6'1" or 6'2", and weighed $160, $165 soaking wet. And but yet you can see flashes of his brilliance on the court.
As a player, and I always say that in the NBA, I think one of the great maturity things is that players realize what they can and can't do. You were a good all-around player, but you were excellent in the mid-range. Tell me a little bit about that. Is that something you were good at coming out of Indiana, or did you develop that as a pro?
I was always good at it because when I was in high school, I played inside mostly. So a lot of my shots came from 15 feet and in. And then as I got a little bit older, I started to extend my range a little bit. When I got to the league, I could shoot the 3, but I always, as a result, I could shoot it. At one point, I shot I think when I played for Utah, I shot like maybe 40 or 41, 42% for the year. So, but I didn't see that as my strength. My strength is, anywhere from 15 to 20 feet, and trying to make things happen and post up if need be, post up smaller guards, and play solid defense.
Now, tell me a little bit about your future. We know that you can spot talent. We know that you're good with the players. Do you see yourself as an NBA general manager somewhere down the road?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about that. That's something I've never even really thought about. All I try to do when I'm here is to help the guys any way I can and help this organization get better. And that's what it's all about. I've always been a guy that's never been about me. Never has been, never will be. It's all about doing what's best for the players and for this organization.
Calvert, I appreciate your patience. I know that I speak for a lot of people with the Warriors organization. We're thrilled to have you here. It's going to be a great offseason.
Well, thanks a lot, Tim. Appreciate it.